How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. With NBA preseason still in progress, on my last video, I gave my 5 biggest takeaways of the 2019 NBA preseason, talked a lot about Zion, said a lot of good things. So if you guys haven't watched, just click on the link above or on the description below. As for this coming season, I'm not going to be mentioning any superstars on this video since all of them will have a huge impact on their team, but role players who haven't been proven yet, a lot of them have been very disappointing over the last couple years. With that said, here are 6 NBA players who can swing their team's season for better or worse. Starting with Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets, who's been forgotten in the conversation for the brightest up-and-coming stars. His size combined with the perimeter skills drew many comparisons to Kevin Durant, leaving high school as the number 2 recruit in the country and was talked about as a legit number 1 pick before the injury slowed him down at Missouri. He suffered a serious back injury which sidelined him all but 3 total games. His health concerns remains a question mark, drawing plenty of red flags. Still projected as a top 10 pick between 2 and 10, the 6'10" forward dropped heavily, almost out the lottery, to 14. The Denver Nuggets was the last team in the lottery. After missing the playoffs in the last regular season game, undergoing a second back surgery a month after the draft, Porter missed his entire rookie season. Once relied upon as a franchise guy, there won't be too much pressure on him, with health the most important thing going forward. After not playing organized ball for 571 days, his skills as a tough shot maker is very similar to KD and Jamal Crawford, remains very enticing. Now on a roster where he'll start his career off the bench for a legit contender who was the number 2 seed in the West last season, the team's even better now with postseason experience. MPJ couldn't ask to be in a better situation. Having the same roster, Porter Jr. will be a huge factor whether he can fit in smoothly and help the Nuggets take the next step, which is to win a championship, something the franchise still hasn't done to this day. His impact will be absolutely huge. If Denver bumps into teams like the Lakers, Rockets, or Clippers in the postseason, we'll soon find out if he's truly the missing piece for the franchise. Who knows? Boom or bust? Only time will tell. Markelle Fultz of the Orlando Magic, taking a chance on the former number 1 pick, having one of the most painful career starts, being hurt and not mentally in the game with his awkward looking free throws in the past. Philly traded to get him in the lottery to select him at number 1. Less than 2 years later, traded him for Jonathan Simmons, providing little to no impact, also getting 2nd round pick Carson Edwards and a 2020 first. Fultz could have completed the process if he was healthy, but will get a chance to redeem himself at 21 years old. Most guys his age in the 80s and 90s would be coming into the NBA as rookies, trying to leave his past behind. We've seen a whole bunch of practice videos on his form, and after seeing the first 2 preseason games against San Antonio and Detroit, he's shown glimpses of greatness, similar to how he played at the University of Washington, playing for a Magic team who hasn't had much positivity since trading away Dwight Howard. The team surprisingly snuck into the playoffs as the 7th seed a season ago, going 42-40, with Nikola Vucevic the team's best player, who wouldn't be close to an all-star in the West. Resigning all their vets with no true stars on the team, they can only go so far. Even if they make the postseason, the Magic are basically one and done, but their gamble on Fultz shows no real risk and can result in high rewards. Many also forget Markelle shot over 41% from deep in college, put up 23, 6 and 6 with $180 million tied up in Aaron Gordon and Vucevic. Orlando's trying to compete and win as many games as possible, even took back 31-year-old DJ Augustine and backup point guard Michael Carter-Williams. If Markelle is fully healthy, his comeback story has greatness written all over it. Many predict he'll win most improved player. Perhaps the Magic knows something none of us knows, deciding to opt in for the 2020-21 season for $12.3 million. With the mysterious injuries to his shoulder, the Magic right now have no real closer, which will continue to hurt them late in games, but Fultz has all the talent in the world to be that guy. If he even averages 16, 5 and 5 and plays like how he did in college, Orlando has a real chance to make a playoff run in the East. If he continues to struggle, the Magic might not even make the playoffs. Very intriguing to watch how he'll respond. Andrew Wiggins, who's been an absolute travesty given all the hype, athleticism, and potential as the number 1 pick in the 2014 draft 5 years ago. Many experts believe Wiggins would be a superstar, a top 5 player in the league by now, even the next Kobe, but simply hasn't improved since his rookie season. Not a bust by any means, but his production has been extremely disappointing, hasn't taken his game to the next level, and given that fat absurd contract, Timberwolves fans are getting very impatient with the 24-year-old shooting guard. Having a higher annual salary than stars like CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, Anthony Davis, and Giannis is an absolute travesty amongst all travesties. Absolutely unacceptable. If he has a winning mentality, would Jimmy Butler have left Minnesota in the first place, averaging 5 fewer points last season than he did in 2017, even without Butler? He was supposed to step up, but actually stepped down. Still doesn't play with motor, often stands in the corner. Some people forget he was even in the game at times. He's not even guaranteed as a legit second option. With Karl Anthony Towns the clear-cut star on the team, Wiggins being under contract through 2023 has Minnesota in a tough situation. But if he can prove doubters wrong and changes his motor, becomes an all-star, averages 25, 5, and 3, playing with aggression on both ends, Minnesota can beat a lot of teams unexpectedly and will compete in the West. That's if Wiggins wants to turn his career around and want to be great. On the bright side, he said his approach has been different this past summer, worked really hard, and as confident as he was when he first came into the league, taking some shots at Tom Thibodeau's coaching system and lack of development amongst young players. Wiggins feels more comfortable with 33-year-old Ryan Saunders. As of now, we can only take his word, but a few weeks later, those words will have to turn into actions. Otherwise, the whole Timberwolves franchise will be going downhill. It can also impact whether Cat demands a trade. Wiggins simply needs to step up. Harrison Barnes, the 6'8" forward, didn't provide much for Dallas, and now in his first full season with the Kings, an up-and-coming team with promising young talent. Before the trade, the team was 28 and 26 overall, sitting outside the 8th spot and set the second fastest pace in the NBA. But after acquiring Barnes, the Kings struggled, going 11 and 17, played at a slower pace, and finished 9 games outside the playoff picture. And now Barnes is the team's highest player, signing a 4-year, $85 million deal. If the Kings struggle, he will get most of the blame. With plenty of question marks on the roster, putting up empty stats with Dallas after a horrendous performance in the 2016 finals with Golden State, the 27-year-old simply needs to step up, and having head coach Luke Walton, where he served as an assistant with the Warriors, Barnes is very familiar with his style, and he's relied upon as the veteran who calms everybody down in wild stretches. It's either he helps the young guys take the next step and make the postseason, or he will take away shots from everybody else, stunning their development. We'll learn a lot about what the former 7 overall pick out of UNC is capable of. Gordon Hayward, after bouncing back from a devastating ankle injury the first game of the 2017-18 season, the 6'8" forward hasn't been himself last season at all, was rushed into the starting lineup and was extremely inconsistent, seemed lost and confused in the semis against the Bucks, didn't fully find his rhythm, averaged just 11.5 points, the lowest since his rookie season. His health is the difference maker for a team looking to regain chemistry, now without any Kyrie Irving drama. Many are still optimistic Hayward can return to his all-star form, with ESPN ranking the 29-year-old as the 65th best player in the league. He's certainly not happy about that. We all know what Kemba Walker will provide. The young guys of Brown and Tatum are still growing, and Hayward says he's ready to go, making over 32 mil on the season. There will simply be no excuses. Lonzo Ball, who the Pelicans will depend on as the point, the X factor, who can help the team make the playoffs. After a disappointing underachieving 2 seasons with the Lakers, the expectations as a top 3 pick is almost unrealistic today, especially for 19-year-olds coming into the league. Now Ball, who will turn 22 late October, didn't put up eye-popping numbers for purple and gold, missed a combined 75 games his first 2 seasons with injury concerns. When healthy, he's one of the best defensive guards. Playing alongside Drew Holiday should make the Pelicans the best defensive backcourt. His IQ and excellent all-around game makes all his teammates better. Having weapons like Zion in transition and on the break, 3-point shooters like JJ Redick and Josh Hart, New Orleans is expected to be one of the fastest teams in the league. If Ball is well improved as a shooter, stays healthy, the Pelicans can be contending sooner than you think. Here are LeVar's thoughts on Lonzo's new team.
How far will the Pels go in the playoffs?
How far in the playoffs? To the championship. Haha.
Are they going to win, or are they going to the championship?
You don't go to the championship just to go, you go to win.
Wow, so you think they're going to take it all this year?
They're going to take it all this win.
That's incredible.
For sure.
I obviously highly disagree with LeVar Ball. The Pelicans will not win the 2020 NBA championship, but I do believe they can make the playoffs. Thank you so much for watching this video. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe for more content, more great stuff coming soon. I love all of you. See you next time.